In today's tutorial, I want to give you an updated review of autoblogging.ai using its autopost to WordPress feature, which was a bit clunky when I did my last case study. That last case study did very well, but it's still kind of a sort of info affiliate website, whereas this time I want to use hardcore commercial terms for my SEO agency. So in my previous video, I showed you a technique that I use in order to find lots of really high value but very low competition opportunities for my target market. And now I'm going to show you how I use autoblogging.ai to knock out 300 articles addressing all those different topics within 24 hours. Remember that this isn't meant to be the final content. This is simply getting my overall site structure out there so that Google can come and index it, realize what I'm all about. I've got topical authority in my niche. And then over time, when certain pages start to perform, I can then go in and properly optimize those pages using a correlational tool like Surfer, Page Optimizer Pro, or Quora. One mistake I see most businesses make with SEO is just hesitation. Google can't rank you if you don't have pages on your site that are optimized for your keyword, even vaguely optimized. And the output from autoblogging.ai is really good. It's not the best on the internet, but it is a really good start. So the fact that you can do so much so quickly and so cheaply with autoblogging.ai is going to give you a massive advantage. So now whenever I launch any website, I'm inclined to put 50 to 100 posts on there using autoblogging.ai just so I can complete that topical silo, that topical cluster, and dominate in that niche down the line. In my last tutorial, the existing autopost to WordPress function with autoblogging.ai was a little bit clunky. Loads of colleagues were struggling with it, so I was using a CSV importer to import that content. But that has some limitations. Now autoblogging.ai has got a lot better. It's AI images. So given the scope of this project, I'd actually really like to get that working because, like I say, a 1,000-page info website on, I don't know, birds, lawns, gardens, something like that, I'm not too worried. But as we're talking about good high-ticket services here where every lead is so valuable, I'm going to try and do everything I can to get that ranking. So those extra features I really want. So there's a autoblogging.ai WordPress plugin. I'll include a link below and in my email to actually install that. Activate plugin. Now they recommend using Classic Editor rather than Gutenberg, so we can install that to add new Classic Editor. And we'll just install that. Now in autoblogging.ai, don't forget to use the link below to get it for the best price. We go to bulk generate. And we want to set up the auto post to WordPress function, and we want to do a test article. So here, once you've sorted the WordPress plugin and switched to Classic Editor, you can add all your WordPress credentials here. Now, category ID. This might be important if you are using a siloed structure. As SEO is quite a tight cluster, it's all around SEO. I'm not too worried about that currently, and we can always change it later as well. So let's send a test post. So now if we go to my posts, we have a new test that's come through, and that was just now. So that's all working fine. And this is huge progress. Months ago when I was trying autoblogging.ai, there were all sorts of issues making the automatic WordPress posting work. But now as it does work, there's all sorts of advantages to that, like AI images, and also can go to my latest download. Now the article limit is now 50, and as they've ramped up their production, there is now a limit in terms of the waiting times. Pending projects is now 24 hours. So we've got my keyword list. I'm going to take the first 50. And then drop them in here. So I want a new line for each keyword. Language, English US. Project name, SEO Jesus 1. Length, probably go with auto. Type of article, informative. Last time I tried out godlike mode, it just didn't work in bulk. I'm tempted to try it out this time. I'm going to add an AI image. And then we just have to add our login details. And I'm just going to set these to publish because why not? Okay, let's go. Let's just check everything's correct. Okay, so in the meantime, we should see those articles starting to come through on the SEO Jesus site. But now I'm hoping I should be able to actually queue up multiple projects and therefore get through everything. So I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet and take the next 50. So we go up to 99. So do this to US, automatic length. And we've kept the same login details this time, so that's a little easier. And generate. So now I've got both these projects up here. So I'm just going to go through and complete this whole list. So 101. Up to 150. SEO Jesus 3. Generate articles. Now we're going up to 200. I don't even know what TV links are, so we'll leave them out. There is still some rubbish in the export we've done. Some of these aren't great, so if I do spot any that I don't like, I can just take them out. But the fact is, the autoblogging AI credits are so cheap that it's probably more effort for me to actually take these out myself rather than simply putting them through and deleting any irrelevant articles. So now we can see that the content has come through correctly. It took about 24 hours to actually get through the queue, but then it seemed to blast through and publish them very quickly. So I've not had to touch these articles at all, and we've got 299 of them, so really good. So if we look at something like SEO for FinTech, click on View. I think I might have doubled up a keyword list at some point, so I've got 2 SEO for FinTechs, but that's fine. So I've got an AI image. And you can see this is a really good long form article. And I've got some HTML tables. So overall looks really good. Like I always say, this is not the finished article, but only a small amount of your overall content is going to rank. So if straight away we go ahead with 300 articles, then hopefully in a month or two we should start to see which articles are actually getting traction. And then I'd actually like to experiment with what's called content pruning, where we take out articles that haven't got any impressions, and therefore the overall hub of content is much denser, as in we only focus on the content Google's actually rewarding, and without having these sort of stragglers that can be basically diluting your crawl budget, giving Google reasons to not pay attention to your site so much if half of it isn't even indexed. So I'm now going to put all these posts through a mega indexer. So to do that, I show this in my first autoblogging AI case study. I've got an instant data scraper Chrome extension. And we locate the next button, which is here. And now we start crawling. That's going to slowly work its way through the WordPress website and get all those final URLs for me. Now, this next step is not essential by any means. Personally, with mass AI content, I like to make sure it's all getting indexed, so I put it through a manual indexer. I've got a video on my channel about other methods of indexing you can use. I'll do a new campaign. Might drip feed it over 7 days or so. That's quite a lot of content to index. And most of these indexers do tend to use things like external links. So we don't want too many dodgy links coming into my site early on. So let's spread it out a little bit. Don't know why they will come out with two. Oh, not all of them. So yeah, I must have doubled up the list at one point. So that happens, don't worry. I've now got my site up to a domain rating of 22, albeit using slightly dubious strategies. And we've got 300 pages of highly relevant content on there. So and it's pretty well optimized as well in terms of the on-page. Autoblogging.ai does have a pretty good output. So in combination, we've got a bit of off-page, really good on-page. So now we can pretty much just leave this, but I'm probably next steps going to think about things like press releases, citations, and then actually get my link building team to start building really high quality backlinks to whichever pages start to show initial traction. So I reckon within a week or two, we should start getting some keywords coming through, and we'll realize which pages are actually starting to rank already. And those tend to be the ones that actually have the best potential for link building. So whenever I start with a client, I always recommend choosing 3 to 4 focus pages, because what we tend to find is if you start building links evenly across those, you'll generally get one really big winner, and then the other ones don't perform as well. So we rinse and repeat. We find the winners and then take the budget away from the losers and plow that budget back into the winners so that they can really scale. So of all these 300 pages I published, I'm expecting maybe 5 to 10 will actually start getting really good traction soon. And if they're good high intent commercial keywords, as they should be from my keyword research, then I want to do everything I can to push them as high as possible. For advanced steps, then don't forget to sign up to my Ranking Revelations newsletter. In there I go into greater detail than I can on YouTube publicly, and we've also got some very interesting offers and new products actually coming up, which will be revealed exclusively to the Ranking Revelations subscribers. So it's free to sign up. Just go to the website, sign up there, and if you do want to explore Done For You, then simply reply to the confirmation email with your website and your budget.